guys, and welcome back to a new video this week. I started off on Monday morning, which was beautiful spring sunny morning, by picking some wild garlic from my own garden. I love to stock up on this during the spring months and freeze it in ice cubes so that I can use it going forward for different cooking projects. So I will show that later on in the video from start to finish. And I will show you how to freeze these so that you can literally pop them out whenever they're required for the rest of the month of April. Such an easy thing to do. Tuesday was a very bleak and miserable spring morning. I started off with a workout in my home gym with Madeline Raskin. She is an incredible trainer on YouTube and someone who really puts me through my paces and understands really how exercise works for women, which is so important, especially for someone in perimenopause like myself. It was, of course, a miserable morning to come back out to, so it was a dash back to the house to get the children organised and ready for school, and this is when the chaos of my morning starts. Gotta run. So I'm straight in from the gym and into the kitchen to prepare my breakfast, which is always high protein. Generally will consist of a lean protein like turkey mince, some egg whites, seasoning, and then I like to add some butternut squash and cottage cheese for an extra high protein meal. Okay, so just back from school drop-off number 1, and it's time to clean up after the mayhem that ensues at breakfast time. So we've got football jerseys from last night dumped on the stairs. We've got slippers dumped. We've got remnants of breakfast all over the place. So time to take 5-10 minutes to get this kitchen back in order before we get on with the rest of the day. So I'm just spraying all of the granite countertops with some natural water, some lemon juice and some vinegar just to give it a sheen, because when you clean these with cleaning products, they look very dull afterwards. Perfectly shiny. What else related to this? My children never, ever clean the rubbish out of the sink after they put their dishes away, and it is the bane of my life. Another absolute bane of my life job is keeping this glass table, which was possibly the worst decision. We had a beautiful white table here, but it just wasn't big enough, and this table was insanely discounted from an incredible furniture store, and I jumped on it and I've regretted it ever since, because I don't know if you can see, but it is constantly full of fingerprints and food, and so back out with the vinegar. And normality is resumed. Sparkling, smelling delicious, and I'm ready to kickstart the rest of my day. Good morning, guys. So I am ready now to go and get myself ready for the day. I am still in my workout clothes, which is quite gross. I'm going to go have a body shower. I do have my face done because I throw that on quickly when I'm going out the door to take the kids to school, but I'll go back now, have a quick body shower, and this is where I usually take some time just to sit for 15 minutes. I do a 15-minute meditation just to get myself grounded again and to get myself kind of in the creative mood for the day, because yesterday I was in a funk. I'm actually usually quite good on Mondays. So for me, today is a Tuesday. Yesterday I was having one of those days, most definitely hormonal, where I am literally about to film, or this is filming for episode 2 on YouTube, and I already felt like total imposter syndrome. What was I doing? I started to rethink everything. I was doubting myself, who's going to watch me. And you know what? This morning I woke up and I changed my mindset, and I spent a couple of hours at the laptop. I am an early riser, so 4:20 a.m. I know that sounds crazy, but it is the most precious time that I have, and I love it. I'm in the gym at about 6. So that time in the morning on my laptop is when I am most productive, and I'm very early to bed in the evenings. So it kind of works itself out that way. So yeah, I was in a total funk. I really didn't think I was good enough to be here on YouTube. And today I woke up and decided that is not good for my mindset. That is the opposite way to manifest anything that you want in your life. So today I'm talking to the camera as if there is 1 million of you. Yeah, I'm going to be totally delusional. If you follow Kathleen Cameron or anyone else in the manifestation mindset world, you will hear that they always say you've got to be delusional. You've got to live from the end goal. Live like the person you would be if you had achieved all your goals. And so from today on, in all my videos, I am going to be delusional. I'm going to live for my end goal, and that is to reach as many people as possible around the world with my content, because I just want to share how I design, how I grow my businesses, how I am growing it and my new brand, Love and Linens, from scratch. The real struggles, the struggles that I have every day with my mindset, and just a real truthful, honest account of life. And you'll see how I gauge and get all my inspiration from my natural surroundings here in the Garden of Ireland, where I am so blessed to live. And yeah, so I am going to live off that mantra from here on in, and I'm going to show up here with confidence. There will be days like yesterday, and they will come all the time. And I think if you just know in the moment that they will pass, problems always pass, and they're not actually problems. They are just often a nudge by the universe that you maybe are in the wrong direction. And actually, yesterday evening, I accomplished something way more beneficial that was not on the plan, and that I now look at as something fantastic that happened out of feeling totally out of alignment yesterday. And I rebranded my entire YouTube. So I guess my lesson from that is that when you're feeling in a real funk, that can often be a time of one of your greatest lessons. So I'm going to go now, shower, do that meditation, get in the right frame of mind, and then we're going to get on with the day. So something that I love to do every morning just before I go out to the office is to just take 15 minutes to completely ground myself and just sit here with my note, pen and pad. And I just literally do a 15-minute meditation, and I allow whatever ideas that come into my mind to flow. And sometimes they're business related, and sometimes they're just related to areas in my life that I'm finding I'm struggling with or frustrated with. And I write down anything that comes to mind during that manifestation, and I just really or the meditation, should I say, and I just really find it really helps to get me in the right frame of mind for the day. So I'm just finished my 15 minutes meditation, and I wanted to just quickly explain a little bit about how this really does blow my mind. And I know some people will find this very woo-woo, but I totally and truly believe that there is a higher power of some sort inside of us that can guide us when we really truly take the time to listen. And I've only recently started this practice of taking 15 minutes out to be quiet, and if I'm having an issue or something that I'm unclear of, I literally think that thought in my head at the start of my 15 minutes, and I just allow. So I go with my breath and I just relax and I just allow things to flow into my mind. And since I've started this, I have a whole notepad here that is literally jam-packed, and every time I finished my meditation I write down what I heard, and it is always a combination of a number or two and words. Always. I've heard a lot of manifestation people and experts online say that your inner being or God or the universe or whatever way you want to think of it will communicate with you as best as you can understand. And so for me, that must be numbers and words, because that is what I consistently hear when I'm silent and do this. So I want to just read quickly a little bit from yesterday's, because yesterday I woke up in a complete and utter funk, and my initial thinking as soon as I woke up was, what am I doing? Like, why am I trying to pursue YouTube? There are so many incredible YouTubers out there creating amazing content, and why is anybody going to listen to me? And I really got in this funk of not feeling good enough, and something that I've suffered with for most of my life, and this imposter syndrome, and just comparing myself to others, which I know so many people can relate to. So as I started my 15-minute meditation yesterday, I kind of let that idea sit in my head, like, why am I feeling this? And I will just call out quickly what I heard. So I got the number 25, shine, and it's okay. Now these just are thoughts that kind of cross my mind, and as soon as I'm finished, they stay on my mind. So quite often you can forget what you've thought of a few minutes earlier, what I can anyway. But I always remember what I hear in that 15-minute meditation, even if it's at the very beginning. So just to give you context of where I was feeling yesterday, the number 25, I Googled this after, by the way, just to see what these things symbolize in relation to what I was feeling yesterday. So 25 often signifies misalignment in multiple areas of your life. It's not a punishment, but a signal that your energy, your thoughts, and your actions are not working together. I was blown away by this because it's exactly how I was feeling. Shine, which was the second word I heard, is in brackets, they gave me the goal. This represents returning to your authentic self, bringing your light energy and your focus and purpose back into focus. Move away from simple doing and toward embodying your true nature. This again was something that I was really feeling, because I just want to be myself on here, and I often feel that when I start doing this, I start watching other people and think I should be doing that. Oh, I need to be wearing this. I should be looking like that. And that's just not me. I just want to come on here and be myself. Otherwise, I don't want to do it at all. So that was something that was really an issue for me. So really, like, wow, that it came through. And then it's okay. So it's okay, in brackets, they said, was grace. So this is the permission to stop beating yourself up for being uninspired, tired, or having low energy. It's an acknowledgement that you are not broken. You are simply in a season that requires a reset, a rest, or self-love to align. So this was incredible to me, and it kind of like, I'm not going to say it took me out of my funk straight away, because it didn't. I still spent most of the day thinking, but what it did do was stop me in my tracks. So as you know from, if you've watched my first episode, that my new goal is to build a new brand called Love and Linens. I want to move into the table linen space made out of natural, beautiful linens, and it aligns perfectly with what I do in terms of cake design and hosting, and then the digital design packs and signature packs that I have in my Etsy store. And I just wanted a physical product to kind of bring my whole business together. And of course I started to have all that self-doubt, but this kind of made me stop and go, you know what, I'm going to put that aside for a minute, because
my YouTube channel was not aligned. I didn't have consistent branding. I didn't have a brand at all. There's no brand that signifies or symbolizes what I stand for. And so I stopped and I took some time out, and I spent the afternoon and the rest of the day just thinking about my brand, thinking about what I wanted to look like. And by the time you're watching this video, you will have seen a total rebrand of my YouTube. And from a morning that was completely a morning of me feeling so down, so stuck, to going to bed last night with a brand that I'm really excited about, really proud of, and feeling much more aligned when I was going to sleep. It just shows you that sometimes you are pushed in the direction. Maybe I was pushed into this funk to realize that I was misaligned. So yeah, it's just my message to take some time out, to take 10-15 minutes, even if it's just 5, to turn on some meditation music. I literally just pick one from YouTube, and I usually put in my headphones. I just completely silent and just breathe and just allow what comes to come. And today's, funnily enough, again at the start, I just sat and went, okay, I'm starting this YouTube journey again. Am I right? Like, am I right in thinking that this is the way forward for me? And I heard 90, believe in yourself and stay true. So they're the words I heard today. And I'm going to just not bore you with so much chat here. I'll go to the summary part, but again, blown away. So 90 referred to 90% of people who try to achieve something on YouTube fail. So this was a real kick and awakening. So basically the 90, stay true and believe, means consistency will beat talent in the long run. If you can withstand the initial slow and unglamorous phase of YouTube, you are already ahead of 90% of the competition. Your focus should be posting consistently so your audience and YouTube, so the algorithm, know to expect content from me, and to focus on quality, not just quantity. But don't let perfectionism stop you either from hitting upload. And then, of course, to believe in your strategy. Keep uploading even when you feel like you are shouting into the void, because that's obviously something that I felt this YouTube channel isn't. It's a new reset of my channel, but I was posting consistently on a previous topic and I just gave up. So I was one of that 90% that just gave up. So you must trust that if you improve your content even by 1% each video, the audience will eventually come. So, I mean, I'm going to show up consistently here. I'm going to talk as if there are millions of people watching and that you value my content, and I'm going to focus on giving valuable, fun, enjoyable content, and that's all I can do. And I hope that this has helped in some way, because I know manifestation can feel like a big deal, and sitting down to meditate can feel a lot woo-woo to some people and something that you think you can never do, which is exactly how I felt. But it makes you feel so good, and it really does put you in a much better frame of mind to start your day. So I hope that helps. So I'm now ready to go down to the studio, and I'm also going to show you how I'm going to prep some of my wild garlic, which I picked yesterday. So I'll insert that into the video here so you can have a look, and I'll talk to you again soon. As I'm just walking back down the stairs here, I also meant to say that when I was finished that meditation, and I kind of thought in my head, would I share this book and what I had heard and kind of how I get these letters and numbers, or would people think I was absolutely off my rocker? My window literally blew open with a gale and made an all-merciful bang, and things scattered all over my makeup desk. So I took that as a sign from the universe that absolutely, yes, I was to share it. So here you go. I just thought I'd share that with you, that you should always listen to the nudges. Okay, so I've just got my strainer here, and I'm going to rinse my wild garlic, because be really careful to make sure you do this, because you will have a lot of dirt, a lot of bugs, a lot of little nasties that you don't want to be eating. So I'm just going to pop these in here in little clumps of leaves and just give them a good rinse. Actually, you can see straight away from the water that there's sediment inside, so we know it's dirty. So I'm just going to give them a rinse, and then I'm going to leave them to dry here on these. These are for crockery, for drying crockery, so they're just perfect. I just want to make sure that you are giving them a good rinse. So a little insider information. As you know, if you've watched my first episode, that I am currently working on building a new brand, which is a brand of table linens. And as I haven't revealed any of the design work on that yet because it's still in progress, but I will say that the wild garlic leaf may or may not be a feature. So watch this space. So what I'm going to do with these leaves is I'm going to make some ice cubes with them so that I can keep this, because obviously we're coming to kind of the mid to the end of wild garlic season. So mine, even in the garden, are starting to flower. And once that little wild flower does actually start to bud, you know that your garlic is starting to get a little more bitter and it's losing its flavour. So now is the perfect time to pick, and if you are picking, just avoid ones that have full white flowers already, because they are going to be that little bit more bitter and they won't have as much flavour. So I'm going to, because this has obviously been picked from my own garden, I have it in abundance, I am free to pick where and when I want, but you need to be mindful about foraging rules. You should not pick big bunches from any one particular area. You should respect nature, pick 1 or 2 leaves and then move on to another area. I'd also recommend going deep into forests to find some rather than roadside, because even outside of my own house here we have an abundance roadside, but you are going to find that that is definitely spoiled from dirt and debris and not really what you're going to want from something that you're going to eat. But I'm going to blend this up with some olive oil and I'm going to freeze it into cubes, and then I can use it as and when I want for cooking. I'm just going to lay these out and I'll leave them to dry for a few hours. You really do want these to be properly dry for a few reasons. It will wilt on you, which you don't want, but also you can end up with water when you freeze it. It will turn to ice crystals and it will destroy the flavour of your garlic. So leave this for as long as you possibly can to dry out, to get rid of all the excess water. You can pat this down afterwards. So I'm going to leave it to drain off most of this water for a while, and then I'll come back in an hour or two and pat it all down. This looks like a lot of leaves, but I can assure you once you blend this down, it goes down to virtually nothing. I wanted to show you what the bud actually looks like. I picked this one by mistake, but of course these are going to flower. They'll be beautiful white flowers. So as I said, we're coming right to the end of the picking season for wild garlic, because the flavour will be gone and lost once these open. So I've literally just picked these at the right time and prepping them now, and having them in the freezer means that I will have an abundance of wild garlic for cooking for the next few weeks. So I'm going to just cut off my stalks with these, and then we're just going to finely chop all the leaves. And you can be rough with this, it doesn't really matter, because these are going to blend up with your olive oil in the blender. Quality olive oil. I put good plug. Excuse the yellow on my blender, but that is from adding turmeric in to make some of my daily drinks. So that's in there. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder as well, just for an extra bit of flavour. My onion powders and seasonings from a gorgeous Asian supermarket nearby, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there just to give it an extra little bit of flavour and an extra kick. I have also added in some lemon juice, which will just loosen it a little bit in the blender, and also for taste, it is absolutely delicious. So we are all blended up, ready to go. I added some lemon juice, salt and some onion powder, blended it all together, simple as that. I'm then going to pop them into these silicone molds. I do suggest that you use silicone ice cube holders just so that you can pop them out individually as you want to use them, as opposed to trying to knock them out of a harder cased ice mold, because that's going to end up with all of them falling out at once. So yeah, you can get these widely available. They're on Amazon and everywhere, and just really, really handy. This one's quite deep, so I'm going to half fill these. As you can see, you do not get a lot, and you saw the amount I had going in there. So there we have it. I have 6 of the cubes half full because they are quite deep, as I said, and these are ready to go straight into the freezer. I'll just seal the top with a lid and they are good to go. So as I mentioned earlier, out of my absolute funk of a day came a brand new, much more aligned YouTube brand, and I have switched back to my original YouTube name of Inspired by Amanda. I really feel that encompasses everything that I want to achieve with this channel. I want to share gorgeous content of my surroundings here in the gorgeous garden of Ireland in County Wicklow. I'll be sharing some content on my cake design business. So I'm here in my studio where I create all of the wonderful cakes for my local clients here in Wicklow. And I'll also show some behind the scenes of my digital product business, which is on Etsy. So that is a digital party and occasion packs that allow you to create beautiful cohesive parties from home and dinner parties and all of the likes. So that is on my digital Etsy store. And then of course the main reason that I started this YouTube back up properly was to, I guess, keep track and document the growth, and not really the growth, the very, very start and beginning of growing my brand new brand, which is Love and Linens. So my cake design business is called Love and Cakes. You'll see it here behind me. And my new business venture is Love and Linens. So I have always wanted to have a physical product that I could offer to my clients, and nothing felt more aligned than natural table linens, because of course I just adore to host. It is what I love more than anything, apart from design, of course. And to be able to combine the two is the dream business for me. And so I'm going to document the entire journey. I don't know where this is going to take me. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, but I'm going to document it all in real time here for you. And that's really daunting for me. It's really putting myself out there, but I know that that's really important for my own growth. And it also might inspire others who maybe you have a business idea and you've been too afraid to pursue it, and maybe I can be that little bit of inspiration to show if I can do it, or at least try, then you can as well. I'm a mom of 3 as well, so really, really busy, and you know, I have all the excuses in the world to not do this, like it's going to take up too much time, I don't have any time, my husband travels a lot, and so I could use that as an excuse. You know, I don't have enough help with school runs and all of the things, but then I will never achieve the things that I really want to do. This is a big dream of mine, and so I'm going to give it 110%. And if that meditation earlier gave me anything, it gave me that will to just give it a go. And if nothing else, I will have documented the whole journey of trying here, and so nothing will really be lost. So I'm going to show you what I've come up with in terms of my new brand, Inspired by Amanda, for YouTube, and I really hope that you love it, because I really do feel that it is really, really what I'm all about. It is natural, calm, sage green colours. It has just always been a colour that is very true to my heart. And so the logo really does, it kind of signifies nature and landscape. And yeah, let's just show you rather than me baffling on here about it. And I hope you love it. So I've just popped in here to Canva where I have created my logos, and first up here is my new YouTube banner, which you'll have just seen. So it is very much inspired by all things nature. I have the beautiful wild garlic, of course, and the beautiful flower, the ferns. My background is actually, I don't know if it's going to come up on screen, but it is linen. So it almost looks like a real linen in the background, which I just love. And it's so encompassing in what I'm going to be doing with Love and Linens going forward and my Table Linens brand. And of course, the name is inspired by Amanda. And then just looking at the tagline there, if you can see it, it is nature, home, creating a meaningful life. So that is what the channel is all about. I have a beautiful video animation that I will have at the beginning, hopefully, of each of my YouTube videos. Just a gorgeous little movement of the flowers and the growth, just a natural sway in the wind. And then you have my logo, which again, just encompasses all of the natural colours, the sage greens, and again, the ferns and the wild garlic, really focusing and featuring in all of my branding. So I finally feel like this is aligned with the channel, what I want to do, and I hope you love it as much as I loved creating it. So one of my absolute non-negotiables in terms of my health and fitness is to get a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. And this is what we're working with right now. Let me just flip you around so you can actually see. Miserable. But commitment is commitment. So we're going to get a coat on, get a hood on, and get it done. I guess, mindset coach, and he is a real expert in how the mind works and how we end up creating the life it is that we're experiencing. And it's really made me think over the last few weeks, because I have spent 47 now, many years doing things from fight or flight mode, chaotic, stressed, doing things with my business, having a goal, let's say, and then working really, really hard and grinding and doing all of the effort-driven things to try and get that to a level that I think it should be at. And that's not actually the way to grow business. What I've come to realise is that that's got me nowhere. Of course, you're going to have like somewhat success, don't get me wrong, but the art of allowing. So again, this is something that, you know, you take whichever meaning you want for a God or inner being or the universe or whatever you think, but I
totally believe that there is someone greater or power greater than myself. That if I am still or quiet or not enough fight or flight mode, I'll get the intuition and the little nudges and whispers that I need. And if you follow those, you will actually follow the correct path to where you want to get to, rather than trying this chaotic, working all hours, God's ends, and trying to build something that way. It just doesn't. And also, I might say, when you do take the time to listen, you'll get the little nudges, but at the same time, when you aren't listening, you'll get more than a little nudge. And you will have a day like I had yesterday. You've just had a meltdown, you're ready to pack it all in, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, you've no belief in yourself. And that, I believe, yesterday was that inner greater being stopping me dead in my tracks. I told you I got that meditation with the guidance, the numbers, to tell me that this was a moment that I needed to reset. And so I listened, and I spent yesterday afternoon totally rebranding, and I woke up this morning feeling totally aligned with what it is I want to do. So look, I don't want to preach about this, I'm not an expert in it. Set yourself your goals or your dreams, you know what they are. The second you decide that you want to do that, the universe or the greater power within you starts to move everything to align with those goals. But when you interfere or you try and control how you're going to achieve those goals, you completely stop that manifestation from happening in its tracks. But when you allow, that is when you hear the little nudges or the whispers, or you get those intuitive actions to make different decisions that you would not have thought of when you're in your fight or flight mode. And that has been my experience. That's why I decided I needed a full rebrand yesterday. That idea hadn't even crossed my mind. It hadn't occurred to me that the branding of my YouTube was so off. It was, to people, it looked like a business channel. That's not what I wanted it to be at all. So yeah, look at the experts, listen to the experts on YouTube. I highly recommend David Bayer. He is incredible at explaining things so easily. Kathleen Cameron, another absolutely incredible woman to listen to. And yeah, I just wanted to share that for anyone who is struggling. Take a step back, and if you're really stressed about something and you feel like you have no idea where to go from here, then stop, take 5 minutes out, close your eyes, stay still, and ask for the answers and the guidance. And it really does work.
Hi guys, so it is the next day and I am going to end this week's video here. I hope that it gave you some inspiration and some little nuggets in there to help you going forward in whatever it is that you are working towards or working on at the moment. I have lots more content coming up, very wholesome, all of the things that I have shared in here and more. I have a particularly beautiful H&M haul which is completely inspired by spring and all of the things that I love, so I can't wait to share that delivery and order when it arrives. And yes, I look forward to seeing you all back here in the near future. Thanks for watching, take care, bye.